Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. I'm Rashid and today I'm here to have a discussion related to general studies paper 1, and that too within that we'll discuss about art and culture. Clear? Since you all may be knowing that in mains examination the most important thing that is to be taken care of is the conceptual understanding of the subject. And once you have conceptual clarity, that gets automatically reflected in your answers as well. So first of all, the most important thing is to understand anything from contextual clarity with conceptual background. Then only range of information works. It's not only about range of information, rather much more important than range of information is conceptual clarity. Since it is one of the most important ingredient for mains examination, today I'm here to discuss about mains concept mapping. Clear? How you need to map the concept in your mind so that those mapping gets reflected in your answer and examiner comes to realize that you understand the subject holistically. Clear? And within this is the most important thing to approach mains examination. So mains concept mapping will lead to proper approach to mains examination. And here in this video we will try to link question to concept along with concept to question. Both are interlinked with each other because no question is framed without conceptual requirement, and no concept is basically no concept can be explained without writing proper answer to any question. Clear? So we need to link question to the concept and concept to the questions automatically there. Clear? So related to art and culture, we'll try to understand how question to concept can be understood so that concept mapping could be done, and that is the right approach to prepare for mains examination. In order to understand this nuance today, first of all, we'll take a question, and the question that we have selected is from previous year question. In fact, asked in the last year mains examination of paper 1. And the question is that discuss the main contributions of Gupta period and Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. 2022, 250 words were to be written to this question, clear, to this answer. So first of all, we'll understand what are the major demand of the question. Then only we'll understand what conceptual clarity is required, clear. So first of all, I'll let you know one important thing is the question tag is discuss. Discuss means you have to write all major aspects related to a topic asked in the question. So question tag here is discuss. Discuss the main contributions. Clear? So main contributions have to be discussed of Gupta period, 2 phases has been asked, and the Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. Clear? 250 words. So main keywords are to be understood in order to write proper answer to any question. Here the question says discuss the main contributions of Gupta period and Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. Clear? So you have to discuss both heritage and culture. Heritage means basically the legacy that has been left by Guptas and the Cholas. Culture means that what are the major legacies in the field of culture, like art, language and literature, architecture, and other important components. Clear? So all these things are to be discussed in the answer to be written. Now, what is the concept involved here? Clear? What major concept is being looked after by examiner in the answers to the candidates once the question has been framed and given to you? Clear? Now, what are the major concepts we'll understand? Clear? Now, in order to understand the concepts, clear, we'll understand what were the major concepts. Clear? So first of all, the question tag is discuss. Clear? So first of all, we'll have discuss. Clear? So question tag says discuss the main contributions of the Gupta period. Clear? So first of all, you need to know the concept. When was Gupta period existing in Indian history? Clear? Gupta period normally started from the beginning of 4th century AD, and it continued up to almost 6th century AD. Clear? So this was the Gupta. So first concept to be understood is what was the major phase of this period. Clear? So 4th to 6th century AD. Clear? Now main contributions to Indian culture and heritage. Clear? So Gupta period contributions to heritage and culture means you have to go back to 4th to 6th century AD to understand the legacies of the Gupta period regarding temple construction, regarding metal artistic work, related to language and literature, famous personalities like Kalidas. This concept. Clear? At the same time, another concept involved is they have asked about the contributions of the Chola period. Clear? Now, here the concept needs to be understood. They're asking about the mainline Chola period, and this mainline Chola period dates from 9th century AD till 12th century AD. Clear? So this is the phase. Now there's a difference of almost 3 centuries. Gupta period came to an end in 6th century AD. Cholas started their rule from 9th century AD. There's a gap of 3 centuries. But then the question has been asked from both the phases just to show the interconnectivity as well. Clear? Why this phase has been asked? You need to understand the concept that both these periods are very important for cultural growth and development, because Guptas are considered to be marking the classical age of ancient India, and Cholas mark the classical period of early medieval India. And both these periods and the rulers respectively contributed significantly in all directions of Indian culture and heritage. So concept that needs to be understood is you need not write separately about them. Rather, you need to correlate the developments related to heritage and culture of the Guptas and the Cholas. This concept is the underlying theme of this question, which must not be missed out while writing the answer. So you cannot divide the Chola period and the Gupta period in watertight compartments while you are attempting the answer. Rather, present an integrated concept to write the answer so that examiner gets the holistic aspect of the question being asked. One thing I'll let you know, every answer to the question UPSC must be complete in itself. Every answer has its own identity, and that identity gives distinctiveness to the answer. So make it very clear, you have to write complete and integrated answer, and the main concept involved here is you have to interlink and correlate the two important periods of Indian history which were very important and vibrant in cultural growth and development. This interlinking has to be done. Now, what would be the exact answer of 250 words to be written to this question? Again, I'll repeat the question. Discuss the main contributions of the Gupta period and the Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. Keep on reverberating the question in your mind, because that will always keep you on right track. Don't deviate from the question. Clear? Now, we'll move on to answer. Clear? What would be the answer to this question? Clear? We'll look into the answer. Clear? So just understand about the answer here. Clear? Now, what would be the answer? Main contributions of the Gupta period, as we had discussed, from 4th to 6th century AD. So first of all, we'll write about the Gupta period. And they jot down the major points, Indian heritage and culture. Clear? So Gupta period, first of all, contributed towards largely towards Indian heritage and culture. What were the major contributions? First of all, contributions in the field of art. Clear? In the field of art, you can give example of basically the rock, the stone metallurgy, the metallurgical science. Clear? Chandragupta constructed an iron pillar, which is right now found at Mehrauli, and that has not shown any sign of rusting, even after being exposed to sun and rain, or sunlight and rain for centuries. Clear? Then in the field of art, we have 2-meter long statue, bronze statue of Gautam Buddha, found from Sultanganj, right now located in eastern India. Then in the field of art, Guptas contributed to Ajanta and Ellora paintings, and Ajanta and Ellora paintings are considered to be birthplace of Asian art. Clear? So obviously it has got huge importance to Indian heritage. Clear? Largely all paintings got completed during Gupta period, but those paintings at Ajanta and Ellora got finally completed during Chola period. That is the concept you have to highlight in the question. Clear? So all these are major contributions in the field of art. Clear? So in the field of art, metallurgical science. In the field of art, at the same time, the concept of Ajanta and Ellora paintings, fresco paintings, all these developments took place. Another major contribution was in the field of architecture. And in the field of architecture, the Guptas contributed. Clear? Again, I'll write Gupta period. We had discussed about art. Now we'll discuss about architecture. Now, why architecture? They are very important. Clear? Guptas are considered to be the first rulers of ancient India who started the construction of temples in ancient India. But clear, Guptas constructed all the temples with bricks as principal building material, and bricks are not permanent materials, bricks are perishable materials. So none of the temples of Gupta period survives in its original form. Only remains of these temples are found. These remains are found basically at Bhitri near Kanpur, Bhitargaon near Ghazipur, and even Devgarh in the district of Jhansi in central India. Clear? So Guptas were the first to start the construction of temples in India that marked the beginning of formal worship, which is continued as a part of heritage even now as a cultural legacy. But those temples were constructed with bricks as principal building material. Now, we'll correlate with Cholas. Cholas constructed large number of magnificent temples with stones, and that is why those temples have survived till present time. This is the concept involved in the question to correlate with Guptas and the Cholas. So architecture has to be done. Then we have to third major component, that is language and literature. Clear? So we need to understand about language and literature as well. Guptas left a rich legacy in field of language and literature. Clear? The first of all, Guptas patronized Brahmanical faith, and in this Brahmanical faith, Guptas patronized Sanskrit language. Large number of luminaries existed in Gupta period, the most important being Kalidas. Kalidas wrote several dramas, and the most important drama being Abhigyan Shakuntalam, which has left a legacy all across the world because Abhigyan Shakuntalam has been translated into almost all major European languages. Clear? Other major dramas of Kalidas include Vikram Urvashi. At the same time, other dramas also include like Malvika Agnimitra, and all these dramas has left a rich legacy because all these dramas are basically comedies. They're not, we don't come across any tragedy, which has been followed even in Bollywood since a long time. Clear? So all these were development in the field of language and literature. Clear? So Guptas left a rich legacy towards Indian heritage and culture, which is pursued till present time, and therefore Gupta's period is considered to be classical age of ancient India. Even some scholars consider it to be golden age of ancient India. Clear? No. After this, the next major component of the question is major contributions of the Chola period. No, again, we'll consider art. No, what is the concept involved here? When you write about Cholas, correlate with Guptas also. Clear? Now, in the field of art, clear? What was the major contribution of Cholas? Cholas also mastered the technique of metallurgical science, and the most important contribution of Cholas in the field of art is the bronze statue of dancing Shiv, known as Nataraj. In fact, it is considered to be an masterpiece of Indian art, and this statue of Nataraj was marked with perfection, and that resulted in huge development of artistic feature. So Nataraj. Now, metallurgical science was developed in Gupta period also. Metallurgical science got further developed in the Chola period. You have to correlate and interlink the two developments as to write integrated answer. That is the underlying concept. Now, coming to architecture. Cholas were magnificent builders, that is prolific builders, and Cholas constructed large number of temples. The two most important rulers being Rajaraj I and Rajendra I, who constructed Brihadeshwara temple, one at Tanjore, another at Gangai Konda Cholapuram. This temple, Brihadeshwara temple, devoted to Lord Shiv. This temple basically is the devoted to Lord Shiv, and it marks the climax of Dravid style of temple architecture. Now you have to differentiate with the temples of Gupta period. In Gupta's, temples were constructed with bricks as principal building material. In Chola period, the temples were constructed with stones as building material, and that is why all the Chola temples have survived till contemporary times. Clear? Within temples, Chola rulers used to get their own sculpture placed in the temple along with the images of main deities. That is why Rajaraj first got his own image placed in the temple along with the image of Lord Shiv, and therefore Brihadeshwar temple was also known as Rajrajeshwar temple or Rajraj temple. Clear? So this same thing can be correlated with the paintings in Ajanta and Ellora during Gupta period. Clear? So that can be correlated, which is the underlying theme of the question. You have to write an integrated answer. I'm reinforcing it again and again. Clear? Now coming to language and literature. Cholas contributed significantly towards language and literature, and mostly they patronized both Sanskrit and Tamil literature. Clear? And in Tamil literature, large number of works were written like Kalinga to Parni that mentions about Kultong first who conquered Odisha, modern Kaling. Clear? All these regions are mentioned. So in language and literature, they not only patronize Sanskrit, they even patronize Tamil as well, as Tamil was the most important language in the southern tip of Indian subcontinent. Clear? So you have to correlate these developments, and then finally when you write conclusion to the answer, you'll write that both Guptas and Cholas were significant contributors to Indian heritage and culture, and Chola periods and the contribution of Cholas must be seen both in terms of changes and continuity from Gupta period. So you have to highlight the concept of changes and continuity to give a sense to the examiner that you are able to correlate the two phases properly while writing the answer. This is the concept to be followed while writing the answer. Clear? You can use many examples, and these examples are used only to justify your arguments. Meaning thereby, don't try to push only facts and figures. While writing answer, try to highlight the concept and interlinkages. And while highlighting the concept and interlinkages, use facts and figures only as examples. I'll say one thing, your answer should be guided by concept and context, not by range of information. Information and facts should be used only to justify your arguments. Clear? Once you follow this approach to mains examination, conceptual clarity will automatically get reflected, and you will be awarded marks as desired by you or by the candidates. This is the answer to this question. Clear? Now, since we have discussed this question, now we'll discuss some major probable questions that can be asked from art and culture in coming time as well. You can look into these questions like highlight the salient features of Buddhist art during postmodern period. Postmodern period means 2nd century BC to 3rd century AD. That is period of Indo-Greeks, Kushans, then Satvahans, then Shungas. Highlight the Buddhist art like basically the Gandhara art, the Mathura art, as well as the Amravati school of art. Highlight the significant features of these major Buddhist art. Enumerate the differences in Buddhist and Jain architecture in ancient India. When the word is enumerate, you just have to write point-wise differences. Clear? So difference of Buddhist and Jain architecture in ancient India. Its architecture, largely stupa architecture in Buddhist religion, and Jain temples like Dilwara temples in the region of Mount Abu in Rajasthan. Then third is Mughals constructed large monuments with hybrid style. Critically examine. When you get the word critical examine, write negative aspect, write the negative side. Clear? Because critically means you have to be critical enough while writing the answer. Clear? So large monuments, the most important being Taj Mahal, then Red Fort at Delhi, Red Fort at Allahabad, Red Fort at Agra. All these monuments constructed hybrid style. Clear? They can't on mixing the styles from other parts of the world, especially from Iran and Central Asia, and all these result into hybrid style. But largely those monuments were Indian in style, so hybrid character must not be overemphasized, and that is the thing to be followed while answering the question that is critically examined. So all these are probable questions. There can be many other probable questions. Point is that all of you need to make it very clear. Every question, when it is framed by examiner, it is kept in mind that conceptual understanding and clarity must be highlighted in your answer. It must not be based only on range of information. So I would advise you, once you start writing practice, read question carefully twice or thrice. Clear? Highlight the keywords to the question, highlight the underlying concept to the question, then start writing with proper introduction. Introduction should reflect the context of the question which has been framed. Then body of the answer must involve major conceptual clarity, prioritization of points, better presentation, and then finally write the concluding remarks. Every answer has its own complete identity. So with this identity, the answer must have proper introduction, proper body, and a proper conclusion. Clear? When you follow this approach, keep on writing continuously, write several answers, then only you will feel confident that you can deal with any question which is presented to you in the examination room. And at the same time, for this, you need to do a lot of writing practice. And with this writing practice, you will attain the perfection that is required to qualify this examination. So here my purpose was to highlight one major aspect, that was linking of concept to question, which is very important for mapping the mains examination, and that is the best approach to be followed to crack this examination among the large pool of students. Thank you and all the best.